88. Reaching Jade Flower, Chan convenes an assembly. Mind Monkey, Wood, and Earth instruct disciples. We were telling you about the Tang monk, who took leave of the prefect. Riding along, he spoke most amiably to Pilgrim. Worthy disciple, your virtuous fruit this time far surpasses even that of the occasion when you rescued the children of the Bik kingdom. This is entirely your merit. At the Bik kingdom, said Sha monk, only 1,111 young boys were saved. How can that compare with this torrential rain, which provided moisture everywhere and revived hundreds and thousands of lives? This disciple, too, has been secretly admiring elder brother for his great magic strength, which can move heaven, and for his compassion, which covers the earth. With a giggle, 8 Rules said, yes, elder brother has kindness, and he has virtue. Unfortunately, he practices benevolence and righteousness only on the outside, and he harbors malicious designs within. Whenever he walks with Old Hog, he steps on people. When did I ever step on you? Asked Pilgrim. Enough. Enough. Said 8 Rules. Frequently you took care to see that I was bound, that I was hung up, that I was cooked, that I was steamed. Since you have extended your kindness and mercy to hundreds and thousands of people at the Phoenix Immortal Prefecture, you should have stayed there at least half a year. That way I would have been able to enjoy a few leisurely meals, eating my fill. But all you did was hurry us on our way. On hearing this, the elder snapped at him. This idiot. All you can think of is something to stuff down your throat. Get moving quickly, and don't you dare talk back. Not daring to utter a word, 8 Rules pouted a little. He toted the luggage and guffawed a few times as master and disciples headed down the main road. Time went by like a weaver's shuttle, and soon it was late autumn. You see. Water lines recede. Mountain rocks turn bare. Red leaves flutter about. A time of yellow blossoms. The frost glows, you feel the night lengthen. The white moon pierces the paper screens. Fire and smoke in all households, the twilight's long. The lake surfaces a cold gleam everywhere. Fragrant white duckweeds. And dense red smart weeds. Oranges yellow and green. Droopy willows and handsome grains. The wild geese drop by a hamlet midst rush like snow. Soybeans are reaped as the inn's roosters crow. After the 4 of them had journeyed for a long time, they again saw the shadow of city walls looming. Lifting his crop to point toward the distance, the elder called out, Wukong, look. There's another city over there. I wonder what sort of a place it is. You and I haven't even reached it. Said Pilgrim. How could we know? Let's go up there and ask some people. Just as he finished speaking, an old man walked out from a clump of trees. Holding a bamboo staff in his hands, he wore a light garment on his body, a pair of car sandals on his feet, and a thin belt around his waist. The Tang monk was so startled that he rolled down from his saddle at once, walked up to him, and saluted him. Leaning on his staff, the old man returned his greetings and asked, Where have you come from, elder? Pressing his palms together in front of him, the Tang monk said, This humble cleric is someone sent by the Tang court in the land of the East to Thunderclap, to seek scriptures from Buddha. Arriving at your treasure region, I see a rampart ahead of us. Since I do not know what place it is, I ask the old patron especially for instruction. On hearing this, the old man exclaimed, A Chan master who possesses the way. Our humble region here happens to be the lower prefecture of the Kingdom of India. The name of this place is the Jade Flower District. As the county magistrate is a member of the royal household of the King of India, he has been appointed the Jade Flower Prince. He is a most virtuous ruler, one who pays special reverence to Buddhists and Taoists, and loves the common people dearly. If the old Chan master goes to have an audience with him, he will undoubtedly grant you special honor. Tripitaka thanked him, and the old man left by walking through the forest. Then Tripitaka turned to give a thorough account to his 3 disciples, who were all delighted and tried to help their master to mount. It's not too far. said Tripitaka. "I need not ride the horse." The four of them, therefore, walked up to the city streets to look around. Most of the households over there, you see, were busily engaged in buying and selling. The place seemed to be densely populated, and business too seemed to be flourishing. Listen to their voices and look at their features, they seem no different from those of China. "Disciples," admonished Tripitaka, "do be careful and don't be rowdy." 8 Rules at once lowered his head and Sha Monk put a hand over his face. Pilgrim, however, took his master's arm to give him support, and soon people on both sides began to crowd them, vying to take a look at these strange travelers. "We have here noble priests who can tame dragons and subdue tigers," they cried. "But we have never seen such hog-taming and monkey-subduing monks." Unable to contain himself, 8 Rules stuck out his snout and said, "Have you ever seen a hog-taming king of a priest? He so frightened those people on the street that they stumbled and fell, scattering right and left." "Idiot," said Pilgrim, laughing. "Hide your snout quickly. Stop being so histrionic, and watch your steps. You're about to cross a bridge." Lowering his head, our idiot kept giggling as they crossed the drawbridge to enter the city gates. On the big boulevards, they could see many wine shops and houses, all prospering and bustling in activities. It was indeed a capital city right out of China, for which we have a testimonial poem. The poem says, "A royal city and fortress ever strong, where all things seem fresh near hills and rivers long. The marts with 100 goods the lake boats ply. To sell wine 1,000 shops their banners fly. On each tower and terrace the people bustle. In every street and lane the traders hustle. This scene's as lovely as that of Chang'an's fame. Roosters crow, dogs bark, they all sound the same." Secretly delighted, Tripitaka thought to himself, "I have heard people speaking of the various barbarians in the Western territories, but I have never been here. When I look carefully at the place, however, I find that it's no different from our great Tang. It certainly lives up to its name of ultimate bliss." He overheard, moreover, that a picul of white rice cost no more than 4 mace of silver, and that a mere penny would fetch a caddy of sesame oil. It was truly a region blessed with bountiful harvests of the 5 grains. They walked for a long time before they reached the residence of the Jade Flower Prince. On both sides of the residence, there were also the residence of the administrator of a princely establishment, the investigative hall, the refectory, and the guest hostel. "Disciples," said Tripitaka, "this is the royal residence. Let me go in to have an audience with the prince and have our rescript certified." "If master is going inside," said 8 Rules, "should we stand in front of this official residence?" "Don't you see the sign on the door here?" replied Tripitaka. "It says, Guest Hostel. You may enter and take a seat inside. Find some hay to feed our horse. After I have seen the prince, and if he bestows some food on us, I'll call you to share it with me. You may go in without worry, master," said Pilgrim. "Old Monkey will take care of things." Sha Monk then toted the luggage into the hostel. When the attendants inside saw how hideous they looked, they dared not question the visitors, nor were they bold enough to ask them to leave. They had, in fact, to permit the pilgrims to sit down, and there we shall leave them for the moment. We tell you instead about the old master, who changed his attire, took up the travel rescript, and went to the royal residence. He was met by a protocol officer, who asked, "Where has the elder come from?" Tripitaka answered, "I'm a priest sent by the great Tang in the land of the East to seek scriptures from the Buddhist patriarch at the Great Thunderclap. Having arrived at your treasure region, I would like to have my travel rescript certified, and that is why I have come especially to have an audience with His Highness." The protocol officer immediately announced his arrival. The prince, who was indeed an upright and knowledgeable person, at once asked his visitor to enter. After Tripitaka had saluted him at the foot of the steps to the main hall, the prince invited him to take a seat inside. Tripitaka then presented the rescript. When the prince read it and noticed the seals of various kingdoms and their rulers' signatures, he too applied the treasure seal amiably and affixed his own signature. Folding it up again and placing it on the desk, the prince asked, "Elder National Preceptor, I see you have gone through many nations. Exactly how far is it from your great Tang to this place?" "This humble cleric does not quite remember the exact distance," replied Tripitaka. "Years ago, however, the Bodhisattva Guanyin revealed herself to our emperor and left his line of the Gatha, the way, 108,000 miles. On his journey, this humble cleric has already gone through 14 summers and winters." "That means 14 years," said the prince with a smile. "You must have had some delays on the way, I suppose." "I can't even give you a brief account of them, those 10,000 beasts and 1,000 demons," replied Tripitaka. "You have no idea, Your Highness, how much I have suffered before reaching your treasure region." Highly pleased, the prince immediately asked the royal chef to prepare a vegetarian meal for his visitor. "Your Highness," said Tripitaka again, "this humble cleric has 3 disciples waiting outside. I dare not receive the Megare, for I fear that our journey might be delayed," the prince said to the court attendant.